Hi everyone, Comic Reviewer here, this time reviewing on issue 2 of Transformers Shattered Glass. Now, as you know, Shattered Glass is supposed to be a 5 or 6 issue miniseries that could have been its own new take on the Transformers series. So, pretty much it's the simple concept, Autobots evil, Decepticons good. And the cover mainly has Megatron putting down his Decepticon symbol and feeling down. And the story mainly starts off with Megatron looking on from the wasteland saying, "The last time my former cohorts raced past me through the tunnels, I watched from the shadows, satisfied to see they were still alive, but never reached out." And we see Starscream meeting up with Megatron saying, "Megatron, old friend, I was worried. I had the wrong coordinates. You know how the rust seas mess with our nerval systems. That was the point. I told you to stay away from me from here, Starscream." "Well, you know what they say about me." And even wants Megatron to sort of help out and that. So we kind of see how Starscream's now weakened from the rust seas, and Megatron goes on to repair him. And we kind of see how Starscream remembers how the first day that he first laid eyes on Megatron and knew he was a leader worth joining. And even mentions about the olden days when he was originally a miner, saying, "You will step aside away from us slowly, Officer Prowl. I do not relish repeating myself." And even mentions how Starscream and Jetfire were walking past one day and saw how Prowl and Megatron duped it out, and even mentioning how Ratbat was an official citizen and how he was mistreated. And of course, we see how Megatron gets annoyed with Prowl and holds him by his neck, saying, "Say that again, Prowl. Gah! Say the word crash, and you will see what this crash is capable of." And of course, throws him aside. But even Starscream mentions how he set it up as a sort of symbol to show what Orion was like. And Megatron points out that he got arrested for assaulting Prowl, and even mentions about what happened before that. We see how Megatron is let out from prison and ends up meeting Orion, who says, "Huh, Megatron, good to see jail didn't treat you poorly, even if you would have deserved it." And even Megatron and Orion have an argument, and even mentions what he did to Shockwave and everything else. And of course, they mainly get into a fight, giving Orion the iconic dent in his truck form. Basically, the two officers say, "That's enough, both of you. Stop this instant." And so we kind of see how Megatron leaves, and even Megatron heads outside to remember what that day and how everything came to be. And even Starscream mentions, and Megatron mentions what happened back on Earth when they first came on Earth. We see how Megatron leads up the battle, but of course it ends up as a losing battle, as Optimus dukes it out with Megatron, and him saying, "Until I say we are." No! And we kind of see how Megatron says, "I have never followed your orders, Prime. I see no reason to start now. Fine then. How dare! Give up, Decepticon." And we see how Optimus and that had decimated Earth. We see Megatron coming too, but Starscream remembers it a different way. It mentions how Megatron led them to a glorious battle, even mentioning how Bumblebee was about to slag up Thundercracker until Megatron intervened. And we see how he single-handedly took things down, and Starscream saying, Optimus Prime is on the horizon." And we see Megatron wanting to give a diversion and get the others to sort of leave quickly, which they do. and rounding up as many Decepticons as possible, like Ravage, the Constructicons, Kickback, and Fumble and Renzi, and even mentions they never gave up on him and knew that Megatron was a leader worth fighting for, and even Starscream mentioning that he has a plan up his sleeve to bring back a giant Titan, as well as taking back Cybertron. And the next issue has Starscream in a sort of more destroyed pose. So this is issue 2. So I think this issue does work. Like, it kind of shows the Shatterglass version of Starscream and Megatron's point of views. How Starscream remembers him as a wise and caring leader, and how Megatron feels like he failed the Decepticons and Cybertron, giving you a side where one still remains loyal, but the other kind of feels like they're responsible. So I think this issue definitely deserves a thumbs up. Still good, and still alright. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.